Good afternoon, viewers at home. Welcome to VUT Talks. Today we are going to be discussing the fourth industrial revolution. The past 2 decades have seen the emergence of a universal technological advancement. This new advancement is bringing about new approaches to teaching and learning. In this regard, South African universities has embarked upon a wide range of initiatives to address the new technological needs of society. A significant area of change that is currently requiring their involvement is the implementation of the fourth industrial revolution. Antedating and preparing for the transition between revolution is therefore critical. Today in studio we have a lecturer from the VUT University of Technology by the name of Ms. Jafta. Welcome, Ms. Jafta.
Thanks for having me.
Ms. Jafta, for the viewers they're sitting at home, I'm sure they are asking themselves, what is the fourth industrial revolution? What would you say to the viewers at home?
Good afternoon, viewers. Or did you say morning? Good afternoon, viewers. Okay. The fourth industrial revolution is commonly referred to or defined and characterized as a fusion of technologies, all right, that blurs the line between physical, digital, and biographical spheres. According to the World Economic Forum, the fourth industrial revolution has already started at the beginning of the 21st century. So you will see it's not something that's new, but it was something that is ongoing. Okay? It is an innovative change characterized by the global and mobile internet, cheaper, smaller, and stronger sensors. And we talk about artificial intelligence when we talk fourth industrial revolution, and we talk about the machine of learning. Okay? It is regarded as the innovative change that is based on new and various technologies. Okay.
Ms. Jafta, within this context of higher education, what do you think the fourth industrial revolution really wants to achieve?
I think what the fourth industrial revolution does is that it urges us to think creatively. Okay? Creatively about manufacturing of processes, value chain, distribution, and customer service processes. Okay? And the fourth industrial revolution, right, it urges us to look beyond our current state, right, and utilize the internet, right, to create a global village. So we commonly refer to it, or to the objective of the fourth industrial revolution, as the creation of a global village for the use of the Internet of Things, if that makes sense to you.
Interesting, Ms. Jafta. You know, here thinking, when you are talking here to I and the viewers there at home, I'm wondering, do you think that traditional education has played a significant role in advancing the fourth industrial revolution?
Of course it has. I believe that the traditional education system has contributed greatly to the current levels of the industrial evolution and the technology advancements that we see today. If there is it.
Let's talk about opportunities, because you know, sometimes people think that the fourth industrial revolution, people get a little bit discomfort, and they get scared when they hear that word, because they think that their jobs are not going to be there anymore, since it's going to be a robotic kind of world. So do you think there are opportunities available there in higher education?
In terms of what now?
In shaping the whole undertaken by higher education.
There are different opportunities available that shape the role which can be undertaken by education, especially within the context of the fourth industrial revolution. Right? We look at combining the strengths of traditional higher education with the increasing trends and demands for MOOCs that currently represents, the necessary steps to take that needs to be taken, to advance the quality of education. So I think there are various opportunities available in respect of job losses. I believe that yes, we look at, especially in the context of higher education, we look at artificial intelligence, we look at the concepts of MOOCs, and I believe there's a lot of academics that feel our jobs will be taken, you see, especially within the context of higher education. However, I believe that we should not underestimate the role that face-to-face education or interaction can play when it comes to education, So there's a lot of other professions that still require face-to-face interaction, like I know engineering, for instance, there's medicine, for instance, where you cannot solely just rely on an online course to teach you the required skills, right? For me, I'm in the legal fraternity, in the legal fraternity, I need to see how things are done, I cannot just get that from the internet, I need a mentor that mentors me to show me how things are done. So I think within that framework, we still need traditional education, we still need the traditional skills together with this new technology, advancements, that fusion, right, is still needed for us to go into the future. So yes, we are scared that robots are going to take over our jobs. However, right, I foresee in the very, very, very not near future, very in the distant future. Okay, but for now, I believe that we still need that skill, right, of face-to-face, that only face-to-face interaction can bring.
I just got lost a bit there because I heard you using a term MOOCs. And I would like to believe maybe that might be an abbreviation for something that you are talking about. For the viewers at home, and can you please tell us what is MOOCs? What are we talking about today?
When we talk about MOOCs, we talk about it's an abbreviation for Massive Online Open Courses. Okay, it MOOCs creates or makes provision for the global community to basically do the studies online, right? It's courses that are offered online. MOOCs, I read the other day that it has increased, I think it has increased from 2015 till now, the beginning of this year, almost double, right? The demand for it was almost double due to, the benefits that MOOCs bring, or the comfort, I call it the comfort that MOOCs bring, right, to your students, or to your learner, if you want to call it like that, because you can study in the comfort of your home, There's not this rushing up and down to attend lectures, and stuff like that. That is what MOOCs is. It's for the global community to study online. Okay, MOOCs is also what we characterized, what we characterize as a disruptive innovation. And I can just briefly introduce you to the theory of disruptive innovation. It was invented by what we call this Professor Clayton Christensen. He was an American scholar and from Harvard Business School, and he explains a disruptive innovation as a process by which products and services, which at one point were so expensive, it was complicated, and it was inconvenient, so that only a small fraction of the population could access it, okay? So that same product has transformed now, right? To such an extent that it is simpler, it's more convenient, right? And it is lower in cost and more accessible. Okay, a disruptive innovation is by no means a breakthrough innovation. It was something that was already there, right? But we've developed it to such an extent that everybody can afford it. If I can just quickly use an example of the computer, I remember previous years, right? You have these big boxes in those smart organizations, those rich organizations, and it was a computer. It was operated by one person. From there we see the invention of a desktop. From there we see a laptop, and today we have everything that we need on a small cell phone. So that is a disruptive innovation. So MOOCs is categorized as a disruptive innovation. It is an umbrella term for all online courses, right? We've got a lot of online courses, but yeah, the umbrella term for it is MOOCs.
Madam Jafta, I heard you talking about this MOOCs thing, which is very, very interesting. But is there any other alternative besides MOOCs, whereby there is maybe, for instance, a similar concept such as MOOCs? Is there something like that?
I don't understand really what you mean with similar concepts, but maybe if you talk about systems, we have a lot of other systems,
In terms of systems, is there any other?
There are a lot of other systems, some of us we can't even keep track of them, because as quickly as you get used to one, then another one is introduced by the global internet community, if I can put it like that. But what is of interest of me, and maybe I must just introduce the viewers to that, is what we call the global identity system. It was, I think it was predicted or created by a university in America, and it is commonly referred to as the global identity, that it is developed as a trusted, portable, secure system that stores individual information, right? So that you can be identified very easily. If I can just make an example of World War II, I think it was World War II, yes, where there was a massive refugee crisis and people were killed, and we could not identify those bodies, and what the impact it has, emotional impact for families where your relative has died but you can't identify, or there's no means to identify the person. So this system is then created to do such, and you can see now the role of higher education becoming apparent here, because all of these systems were created by universities, So, and then there's another one that we commonly refer to as blockchain, which is a very resilient, highly transparent and efficient public ledger, also where students load their data onto, and then it is easily accessible, Universities can also use, especially blockchain, as it's like educational software, okay? But what blockchain also does is that student information, it's on including student debts, and it's just so easily accessible for universities to use it. Very interesting. Then we have other systems.
Because of time, I'm sorry, I will have to leave it there and go to another question.
All right.
Madam Jafta, if you would tell me, or the viewers at home, how will the fourth industrial revolution impact in the higher education system?
Okay, in answering you, let me take you back to the first industrial revolution. Okay, as we know, higher education is known for three distinct roles that they play. Okay, there's teaching, there's research, and then there's extensive other activities that they do. Okay, with the first industrial revolution, that was the steam engine when it was invented. Higher education made the transition from being elite, because only the elite could afford higher education, right? To one which one would say you could aspire to. Okay? It means it became more accessible for the masses. Okay? Then with the second industrial revolution, it was brought about the production of self-instruction books, and it offered the corresponding courses that we are known to. Okay, then higher education then started to take place beyond the four walls of the institution. If I refer to institution and talk about the colleges and the universities, due to the rise of computers and the internet and the third revolution, if we're going to call it like that. And then it ultimately led to the rise of open distant learning, or the so-called open university. Okay, so here comes fourth industrial revolution, right? And it is marked by artificial intelligence, robotics, and then what we refer to as the massive online open courses. Okay, so here we once again see the transformation of and the traditional role that higher education plays. Okay, so what we expect from higher education is to continue to play that role as the laying the foundation for philosophical construct that advocates the removal of constraints and barriers, okay, for a certain individual. It is expected of higher education to play the role as policymaker, right, and allow practices, right, with minimum learning barriers in respect of age and gender and whatever constraints we are facing with, right, to bring about that transformation that is needed to match the reality of a future that is dominated by blockchains and artificial intelligence and by robotics. So for them it's to lay the foundation, to pave the way, right, for the rest of the community, okay, or the rest of the community, of the global community, if I can put it like that, right? Path the way for us to access, for us to access,
Let's say, for instance, if you were maybe to advise a university in terms of positioning itself within the context of a fourth industrial revolution, integrating it with higher education, what would you say to the university? How can it position itself?
I believe that within South Africa, right, the current university curriculum design should be revised in order to make provision for information, communication, and technology resources, right? That should be developed, okay? Then the development of teaching and learning material, like what we currently use, especially at the institution where I'm currently am, we are still too traditional, right? So we need to make use of smart boards that would help students, okay, to be ready for the technology and the development that it brings about.
Thank you, Ms. Jafta, for a wonderful interview. However, due to time constraints, we will have to leave it there. Is there maybe final remarks that you would like to share with the viewers at home?
Yeah, maybe just this. Though South Africa is ranked amongst the leading countries in terms of readiness for the fourth industrial revolution, I believe that there is a lot that still needs to be done by institutions of institutions of higher education, right, to get themselves ready to embrace the revolution. It is vital that the departments of higher education they revolutionize the way in which they conduct the way of teaching and learning in institutions of higher education institutions. Thank you.
Thank you, viewers at home, for watching VUT Talks. There you had it all from Ms. Jafta, that the fourth industrial revolution is going to take people by storm.